Fil-Ams Press Club, mga kaibigan, ladies and gentlemen, let me first give you an overall health of the United States. Today, 2016, United States is alive and well and kicking. I quote columnist David Brooks, "The American dollar is by far the world's currency. The economy has added jobs for 70 consecutive months, the longest streak on record. 15 million private sector jobs have been added since 2010, and unemployment is under 5%. You all remember in 2008, 500,000 jobs were lost every month that year. The tide has begun to turn," said William Dudley, president of the New York Federal Reserve. "For the first time in quite a while, we see gains in middle wage jobs." I give that background because the November 2016 election is crucial. It is so important, so vital to America's future, to our future Filipino Americans, and to our people in the Philippines. Should America go backwards? Be great again under the leadership of someone who knows everything from his brain, whose main goal is win, win, win by all means necessary? Or should America go forward with all the segments of America under the leadership of someone whose vast experience in government and international affairs are legion, whose goal has remained constant through all the years? One must do the best you can, in all the ways you can, to all the people you can. And that is why I am campaigning in this presidential election for Hillary Clinton. What is in it for me, you ask? Number one, in terms of jobs, the 8 years of President Obama has gotten America on the roll, and the economy is on its way up. You do not change pilot in the middle of a plane flight up in the air. You do not change bankero sa gitna ng ilog. You do not change a boat rower in the middle of a stream. And Hillary's economic plan will increase the number of middle-class jobs because she wants an economy that works for everyone, not just the top. She wants good jobs and good education available in every zip code. Number two, Hillary as Commander-in-Chief will work with our allies around the world, which includes NATO in Europe. And Russia under Putin is not our ally. Hillary has a firm command of the issues and has the temperament and judgment to be Commander-in-Chief. For the Philippines, our trouble in China, she knows that the Philippines has a mutual defense fund, mutual defense treaty with the United States. She knows our history way, way back, more than 100 years. More than 100 years since the first Filipino arrived in the United States. And more than since the turn of the century, in the 19th to 20th century, the Philippines became a colony of the United States. She knows that. And more recently, she knows that the International Tribunal ruled in favor of the Philippines against China. And she advocates respect for international law. Number two, in terms of education, Hillary will work to ensure that the cost should not be a barrier to education, that the cost of education should not be a barrier to families, and she will work to make public colleges debt-free. And she will work to eliminate college tuition for working families of low income. Number three, Filipino veterans. Hillary stood up and gave a speech in April 2008 on behalf of justice for Filipino veterans of World War II. And she voted for the final passage of the original bill, giving full benefits of $15,000 to those veterans in the U.S. and $9,000 to those residing in the Philippines. And I remind everyone that in 2009, Trump's Vice President Mike Pence voted against the stimulus bill, which contained the provisions for Filipino veterans' equity compensation fund. Please remember that. Number four, on healthcare, Hillary will defend and expand healthcare, the Affordable Care Act, which we call Obamacare. 1 out of 6 Asian Americans before Obamacare did not have health insurance. Now, more than 2 million Asian Americans have benefited from Obamacare, and that includes our own kababayan. Number 5, on immigration, Hillary will fight for overhaul of our immigration system, which will provide a pathway to full and equal citizenship. This will benefit the more than 400,000 of our kababayan who are TNT. And for those who know, that means tago ng tago. She will work to reform the immigration system where Filipino visas, for brothers and sisters especially, there is a wait of 23 years. Hillary will protect DACA and DAPA. You know, DACA is to protect those young Filipinos who came here illegally, and therefore President Obama signed an executive order saying no deportation for them. And then President Obama signed executive order DAPA. Those parents, Filipino parents, who have children born in the United States should also not be deported. Now, this is effective until the next administration. The other candidate says, no, I will eliminate that executive order for DACA and DAPA. And can you imagine in our Filipino community how many people would have to be deported? Remember that. Number 6, on small business. Hillary knows that small business creates 2 out of every 3 new jobs, and many of our Fil-Ams are small business owners. Hillary will make it easier to start a business, to get financing, make it cheaper to file taxes, and offer health care to employees. Number 7, Social Security. The first generation Filipino Americans are growing into senior citizen status. I will include myself in that. Hillary will fight to preserve Social Security managed by the government and not make it private, which is what the Republican Party wants. It will be a disaster for many Filipino seniors. They will be overwhelmed to manage their own pension fund. As of the present system, which the Republican Party wants to privatize, we can still receive Social Security in the Philippines if we desire to retire there. Most of all, Hillary Clinton knows our Filipino community. As far back as 1998, when she became the first White House First Lady to speak before the National Federation of Filipino American Associations. I should know, because I was the head then of NAFA. And there is no other First Lady before that or ever since who became a keynote speaker to a Filipino national organization. In short, Hillary is approachable and friendly to many Filipino American leaders in this community. And the other candidate just labeled the Philippines as one of those terrorist states. And what did he call them? The Filipinos, together with the other nations, he called them animals. Animals! I rest my case.